Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Dungeon Meshi episode number 7 reaction. So the previous episode we get to see some paintings which are actually like living. They're called living paintings, and Laios goes inside it to have some food, and turns out that the multiple living paintings that he went inside were interconnected and had like an ongoing story through generations. And one of the people from within the living painting realized that something is suspicious and almost cornered Laios. So, like that was kind of interesting. I do wonder if that character will be back again in the future. But Laios, like he runs away later on from that painting. And yeah, it turns out the food that he eats there, as soon as he comes out of it, the food will just disappear. So his stomach is empty, basically. So yeah, that was the first section, and the next section was some mimics. Like we get to know Chilchak's like history with mimics, how mimics always like bothered him, and he has like a little like a, I wouldn't call it like a trauma or anything like that, but he doesn't like mimics. That is why, and wants to keep away from them. But unfortunately, he ends up having to deal with one of the mimics, and yeah, in the end, he's able to do it using his like quick wit and his like he is very fast character. He's like a person who goes and lock picks and stuff. So using his abilities and using his quick wit, he's able to do that. And yeah, then we have some cooked mimic for dinner. Because that's literally what happens, and a few other interesting things happens, like, and yeah, like that was the previous episode. So let's see what happens today in this episode, episode 7. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is a preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. Hmm. What in the um oh, this guy, his party got like tricked by those treasure bugs. Well, those weren't coins to begin with, so Yep. Hmm. Oh, wait, is that? Yeah. Oh, can he sniff them out? Wow. Well, bruh. Oh God, here we go. Yeah. But he doesn't have any money now. Oh, there you go. He has some. Oh, he's waiting for. Right. Good God. Bro. Yeah, true. We saw that. Yeah, because of that. Wait, is that his beard? I thought that was his. Oh, no, no, that's not his beard. Oh, wait a minute. Is that actually Cinch's beard? I thought that was his dress. Infused with water emits faint glow. Ah, oh, that's cool. Fish and set traps. That is his beard. Oh my god, I didn't realize that up until now. That is ridiculous. I didn't realize that's his beard up until now. But what? Yeah, he's scared of. Hey yo! Wow. Ah, there you go. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. What is? Oh, there you go. Oh no, his. Wait. What's happened? Ah, it must be the beard. Insulate. No. Oh my god. How? No, I feel like he's. Yeah. What the heck? Wait, what? That's a horse. Oh, Kelpie. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Tail. The tail is, Oh, he knows the. Okay. He's chewing the beard. Ah. Okay, nah, man. Come on. Because of the whole. I see. Yeah, that's. Hmm. Wow. Right. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's still drowning. What the hell? Hello? Even he took the even the kelpie is drowning now. Oh no, wait. Oh, the kelp is the one who tried to. Oh, I thought it was because of. Wow, so it really was trying to drag him down. Oh my god, that is crazy. I didn't realize. I thought that. Oh my god. No, no, that's the kelpie's blood. Okay, for a moment I thought that because Senshi was like, I thought Senshi. Oh god. Hmm. Okay. Well, if yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Idea. Oh my god. What the Ukraine? Yeah. Oh my god. Again. What happened? What happened? They again. Oh my god. These people. Yeah. Did they get attacked again or something? Oh my god. What is that? Mer- oh no. Is that siren? That's a siren. That's not a mermaid. Mermaids don't look like that. Oh no, it is. No, no, it's a siren. These are not mermaids. Right. Okay. Well. Right. Oh my god. Okay, what is this thing? Okay, no. Oh no, is he? Yeah. Oh, he was planning to eat it. Yo. Right. Oh, so that's more like a fish. Bruh. Okay, no. No, that is what. They're still doing it. Oh. Oh no. Yeah, but still. Oh my god. Damn. Scattered barley. Uh. Yeah, you cannot do anything now. I wonder how she'll react if she gets to know that the seaweed that they used is from a mermaid's. Oh my god. Yeah, I was wondering. Uh, yeah, it probably does. Oh. Ah, that's why. Hmm. Hmm. Oh my god, that was actually his bed. I genuinely didn't realize that. I thought that was like his dress or like a I don't know, like a jacket or something that he was wearing up until now. That's what I thought. Oh my god. Hey, look at him. His beard is fluffy. Oh my god. Yes, there you go. Hmm. Yeah, well, I can't do anything about that. What is happening here? Oh, flying fish. Oh my god. Oh, right. Damn, it's raining fish. Mmm. Eaten raw. Right. True. Yeah. And you know, like, since she's trying to protect the. No, it's like, yeah. Oh, they're. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh. Whoa. Right. They're running from that thing. Damn. Yeah, no, I don't think so. He fell on water. Yeah, that thing. What is that, a kraken? No, it's a squid. Is that a squid? Yeah. Yo, okay, bruh. Oh, that is a kraken. Hmm. Yeah. What? You want to eat it now? Oh God. Well, yeah. I was coming here. God damn. Oh no. Did it work? I don't think so. Yeah. Right. Right. What is that? On its head. Okay, will that work? Yeah, it might. No, I think he's going to use the weapon too. Yes. Right. Oh, wait, she used water walk on the Kraken. Okay. Okay, so that it cannot go down, I'm guessing. It cannot dive down, that's why. Ah. Oh, what happened? Its color changed. I see. This big, this is quite big. Interesting. First time I've seen lions. I heard lions haven't even eaten something. Now we have one in front of us. Yeah, come on. We have one in front of us. It's a. Oh my god, that's a big one. Obviously. Yeah, well, we have to cook it. Whoa, what the? Oh my god! Yeah, these are the. Uh, Stop it, please! No! Don't try to eat it. Yeah. Yeah, stop! No, please. Are you for real? They're actually cooking the parasite. What? Like, I know it's dead, but still. Oh my god. The, this is absolutely ridiculous. Right. Okay. Don't try to eat it raw. Oh my god. Why? You know what? I don't even want to comment on this. Like, they were going to eat the squid, It was all well and good, and now they're like, oh, let's eat the parasite. Okay. Well, hmm. Yeah. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Nice. Well, good God. Yeah, there you go. So, okay. Uh, oh my God. Right. This is why you don't eat everything. Like, he literally puts everything in his mouth. Right. This is how the cycle continues. As within that moment. Yeah. But like, obviously, like, what he's doing is obviously good. Hopefully, this teaches him a lesson that not to eat everything. Like, there you go. Oh my God. Yo, he literally eats everything. What am I even saying? He wanted to eat an iron armor. Like, this is that type of guy he is. Like, obviously he's going to eat a parasitic worm. That too raw as well. Uh, okay, that is it. That was this episode. Episode number 7. Now, first of all, few things I need to talk about. I love how they in the ending, like the ending section, how Senshi understands that, oh, I was arrogant to think that like, I can do something to protect the ecosystem. We're included inside this ecosystem. We are part of it. So like, I was thinking that, oh, we have to somehow protect it and we have to keep it balanced. But no, we were included inside of it. So our actions, it is well within the confines of the ecosystem working normally. Like, yeah, we, like, kill monsters. These monsters are fed on by smaller creatures, and the smaller creatures are eaten by medium creatures, and then the medium creatures are eaten by the bigger creatures, and then we kill the bigger creatures. This is how the cycle goes. And then when we eat the smaller bigger creatures that we have killed, within the bigger creatures there's like parasites which also kind of feed on us, and like, uses us as their nourishment. And it's like a whole cycle. And Senshi was like, I was like, yeah, like, we are part of it. Like, yeah, I understand what you are saying, but it is also true that sometimes we do need to like step in, when things go too crazy. For example, like if you can literally see nowadays in the world with everything, like with so many bad things happening, creatures going extinct, and like food cycle, the natural cycle, it completely going out of whack. Sometimes, like in serious situations like this, we do have to take a step and actually try to fix it. Because yeah, like when it goes too far, like obviously, like as Senshi says, like yeah, we are part of it, so we are included in this. So what we do, it doesn't really affect it that much, because it is like like part of the whole system. But at the same time, like I said, when we like try to do something too much, like um when we try to overstep our boundaries, and when we start like hunting too many creatures and stuff, obviously that will definitely make the whole system go out of go like go crazy in a different way, and it might actually affect everything. So in situations like that, we do need to step in. And yeah, and I don't know, I think like Senshi is doing a good job, because in one of the previous episode, like in situations like that, for example, that golem episode, yes, what Senshi is doing is very important, because he said that like the golems are almost going extinct. There's like two or three of them left, so he's trying to keep them alive. Because obviously, if the golems don't stay, the creatures from the lower levels, they're going to come up, and if that happens, it'll be troublesome for the adventurers, and they might start invading the upper world. So what over there, what he did was very important in my opinion. Like obviously this logic um doesn't apply there in that section, at least. Yeah, he needs to actively protect the golems, otherwise yeah, like if the golems die, it's over. So that is one of the examples which I said that yeah, we need to interfere. That is one of the examples, the golem, like situation, at least. This situation, as Senshi says, that yeah, it's fine, we are inside of this system. What we do, what we kill, it is part of the whole system, so it's fine. But the golem situation, at least I think it was good that he interfered in there, because otherwise, like yeah, things would have gone bad. um yeah, in situations like that, in extreme situations like that, we do need to interfere, to keep everything going smoothly. Yeah, that was that was the interesting part of that section. Now another thing in this episode is we get to meet those adventurers again. However, this time like these guys are just so unlucky. Like first they get taken out by the treasure bugs. Now they get taken out by the mermaids. They're calling them mermaids, but I thought they were more like sirens, because sirens basically they do look like mermaids, but sirens are a bit different because they um they sing. They sing, and when anyone who listens to their singing, they go into like a hypnotic trance, and like the sirens end up taking them in underwater and then killing them. That's what happens. And that's what sirens are, because at least that's what I like, I know, because like, but this show is a bit different. Sometimes we get to see a few things they have changed, according to their own, like given a little twist to it. For example, literally in the previous episode, what we saw as a mimic, is not the type of mimic that everyone is accustomed to. Like I've seen a lot of mimics in games and animes. None of them looks like this. Mimics are usually like a treasure chest with two eyes, not two eyes, sorry, with teeth and like a tongue. That's what a mimic is. But here in this show, we saw that they changed the mimic a little bit. It looks more like a lobster or something, kind of like that. So that's what a mimic is here. So I'm guessing they took similar, like made similar changes here as well. Maybe like as they explained here in today's episode, those were mermaids, and mermaids have like two version. One is a version which is more like a fish, and the other one like a humanoid fish, and the other type of mermaid is which looks more like a human, like a woman. That's what a mermaid is. But the mermaids that were singing here today, they were mermaids. But like I said, what I know is mermaids that sing like this, and like end up dragging down sailors underwater and ultimately killing them, they're sirens, aren't they? You know what? Let me just check. Let me just check. I'm pretty sure siren is, yeah, that is a siren. That's a siren. They look exactly like a mermaid, but the only difference between mermaids and sirens are that siren are like they have this like their singing voice is just they alluring voice. They appear in a yeah, there you go. They end up dragging the sailors down into the water. That's what sirens do. But while mermaids are like peaceful creatures, they don't really do anything. And they're just there. So here, I'm guessing this is their little twist on this. Like, the both of them are mermaids. However, there's like humanoid mermaids, and then there are fishes who like fish like looking mermaids which have like an upper body of a fish, and like a humanoid fish type of a creature. Another creature we got to see today was also a kelpie. Now, as far as I remember, kelpie are let me check. Yeah, shape shifting spirit inhabited. All right, you know what? Let me check one of the pictures. Yeah, it's a horse with a tail of a fish. That's literally what a kelpie is. They didn't really change kelpies, and kelpies are kind of like this, but they changed the mermaid a little bit, I guess, in a little way. I don't know. Either way, yeah, we also got to see a kelpie today. We got to see a kraken today as well. Now, was that really a kraken? Like, you know what? Again, let me check. Because it looked more like a squid. Oh no, that is a kraken. Okay, okay, I see. So krakens look like squids. I didn't know that. You know, um, yeah, in the pictures as well, I can see that's literally a kraken. Okay, so krakens look like squid. That means, you know. Okay, so yeah, that was a kraken. Did we see anything else today? No, I think that was it. That was all the mythical creatures that we saw today. Now, yeah, like I was saying, that party again, like it's just I don't know what their luck is. First, they get wiped out by the treasure box. Then they get like their money gets taken by those guys. Um, those guys that came and like charged them money for helping them out. And then we have them getting good god, them getting wiped out by the mermaid's voice. And it's like god damn, like aren't they like veteran adventurers? Like what's happening? Like they come to the dungeon and get wiped out every single time. Like my god. And again, like now I'm guessing they're going to wake up and they'll be like, oh, like what happened? We got wiped out. And then they'll again think that these guys, like Laios's group, maybe they're the ones that did that to them, because that's what they're thinking. They're suspecting them. They're suspecting them. They thought that they took their treasure and stuff, which technically is true, I guess. But those were treasure bugs, and they literally threw away the original treasure. You remember, Senshi just threw it away. So yeah, like, and now they're probably going to, like, after waking up, they'll probably be blame Laios's group again and try to find them out again. And yeah, and they just get wiped out. Good god! And every single time, Laios's group has to come and save them. Bruh, that's funny. Okay, now that was that. Was there anything else today that happened? Oh yeah, the whole section with the Kelpie. Now it's interesting to see that the Kelpie really was trying to lure him down. To, I don't know, maybe kill him or something. So Senshi says that I know the Kelpie for a long time. I know him even more than you, Laios. But then, literally, after he gets up on the Kelpie drags him down. Now, here, a little bit of a misconception happened. I didn't realize what was happening at the beginning. I thought the Kelpie was synced because Senshi was sitting on top of it, because Senshi's beard is like acts like a insulator or something. That is why maybe I thought that that affected the Kelpie as well, and the Kelpie was also like sinking along with him. That's what I thought. But then I realized, as they explained, that no, it was actually the Kelpie who dragged him down later. We get to know that. So yeah, that was a pretty like because this is the thing, even I wasn't expecting the Kelpie to actually try to kill him. Just like Senshi, I was also like, yeah, like obviously they have been together for a long time. The Kelpie has known him for a long time. I don't think he's going to do anything, and I thought I just dismissed Laios's um like worry, like how Laios was worrying that something the Kelpie might do something. I also dismissed it, just like Senshi. That's why in no way was I even expecting the Kelpie to actually drag him down. That's why I thought that it was Senshi, because Senshi was sitting on his back. That's why he started thinking. That's what I thought at the beginning, because I really didn't think that the Kelpie would do that, and that's what happened. And yeah, so there you go. And there, that makes sense, like I guess, um, yeah, these are monsters at the end of the day. Um, I guess it depends on different, like the nature of the monster. It depends. Like this is the thing. I feel like most of the sea creatures are kind of vicious if you think about it. Like like I said, sirens, like these type of creatures, like they try to drag you down, and every single thing in a water body, like krakens. What else are there in? Only mermaids are the peaceful bunch, in my opinion. Only the mermaids are the peaceful bunch. Sometimes the mermaids are also kind of like vicious, but every single water creature I'm thinking about, every single one of them is vicious, isn't it? Or I don't know, not really sure, but at least that's what we saw here. Oh my god, just it's crazy. Today's episode was just right. And yeah, in the end, he decides to like uh, cook the kelpie, and Marcel helped him out by making like a soap out of the kelpie's fat. Yeah, and oh my god, the final section. Good god, I could not believe my eyes. Laios ate the parasite raw. Imagine that. Why would you do that? Like, what the hell? Like, they were like cooking you know, um, what's the name? They were cooking the kraken, and as you can see, Laios ate the kraken raw, and the parasite was there. Uh, no, wait, he did he ate? Well, wait a minute, just a minute. No, that was the parasite, wasn't it? That he was eating? Yeah, that was the parasite. Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, that was my mistake. He ate the parasite raw. Obviously, you're supposed to cook it. Why? Like, first of all, eating parasite in itself is such a weird thing. I was like, why? Like, you have literally like a whole octopus in front of you. You know, you can eat that. Why the parasite? And okay, even if you eat it, cook it first. He just ate it raw. And obviously, since he ate it raw, like first things like you should know is that obviously if you eat stuff like this, which have parasites inside of it, you should always cook them, so that the parasite is rendered ineffective. You should always cook them for quite a long time. So eating something like this raw, which is literally a parasite, is bound to this was bound to happen. And we get to know obviously the thing had another parasite inside of it, which since he ate it raw, it was alive, and it started now, like having like a party inside of his stomach now. Inside of his stomach, the parasite is having a blast now, just doing whatever it wants. And yeah, like I love how in the end he's like, oh, after this I vowed I'm never going to eat a parasite. um you know never going to eat a parasite. Oh my god. Funny thing is, that's not even the problem. What Lyle should do is not eat each and everything, and at least be sensible in eating stuff. Like, don't put everything in your mouth. Don't do that. You're not a 5-year-old kid. Just like, it's funny how every single thing he sees them as food first. Even the mermaid that was floating, he looked at him and he was like, oh, can I eat it? Check was, stop it. Don't do it. Like, I've told you before, we eat monsters, it's all well and good, but we're not going to touch any kind of demi-humans. We're not going to do that. Because ethically that is wrong. obviously, because you're like, yeah, in no way it's weird. Um, right, and it's just, yeah, this episode was crazy. So many things happened. My God. All right. But yeah, it was a great episode as always. And oh, another thing today's episode taught me. I didn't think that was Senchi's beard. I thought that was like a vest or something, he was wearing like a fluffy vest, like made of wool or something like that. That's what I thought. I thought that was a vest, and underneath he had like an armor or something like that. Again, which would be weird. Who would wear their vest on top of their armor? But I don't know. That's what I thought. I thought that was the design of his dress. That black fluffy armor. I thought that was the design of his dress. I was baffled to realize that that was his beard. Like now that I'm looking at it, I realize that is his beard. But I don't know. I thought that was his dress up until now. Like obviously I do know he has a mustache, but I didn't think his beard was like. You know what even threw me off even more? Because if it was a beard only, I would be able to recognize it. But you see, his hair is also long. So behind him is also like the whole, like, he has like a black, luscious hair behind him. And in front of him, he has this big beard. So both his back and front, both of them have hair. So I thought that that was a vest that he was wearing, because both his back and his front was just, like, was like that. So I thought it was like a vest that he was wearing. If his hair was short, I probably would have realized that, oh, that's his beard, because his back would be bare. His back would only have the armor, and his beard would be like this. So I would recognize it immediately. I would be like, oh, that's his beard. That's not a dress, because the backside would be empty. You could see the armor from the back, and the front would be the beard. I would have realized that. It, I I didn't realize it because even his back was filled with hair. So back was filled with hair, front was filled with hair because of the beard, and I thought it was a dress that he was wearing up until now. So I really was confused at the beginning when Marcel was saying that, "Oh, haven't you washed your beard?" And I'm like, "Wait, beard? He has a mustache. Like, what is she talking about?" And then I realized, I'm like, "Wait a minute, was that his beard? Did I did I did I just not under I did I was I making a mistake up until now that I thought that was his dress?" Right, and that was ridiculous. I genuinely did not think that was his beard. And now that I'm looking at him properly, yeah, I understand now. Because you can see part of his armor is like peeking out behind the beard. But I didn't pay that much attention to him before. So now if I look at him closely, I can understand that's his beard. I can literally see it now. But I don't know why I didn't properly notice him. I just thought and assumed that was his dress. Right, that was crazy. That was a great big revelation to me at least. Right. Okay, yeah, and that was this episode. Yeah, great episode. And yeah, I like how they defeated the Kraken. It was an interesting way they did it. Essentially knew what to do. Like stabbed it over here. Okay, that was that. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the first section, we get to see this group. Uh, they wake up. Uh, these guys wake him up. These, I'm guessing these are adventurers as well. And they wake up and they're like, "Oh my god, all our stuff is gone. Like the treasure is gone." So they realize that something has happened. Someone has come and taken it. I'm guessing they were at first suspecting these guys who woke them up, but I'm pretty sure they realized, like, if they were the ones who took care of their stuff, why would they wake them up? It wouldn't make any sense. So they wake up and they're like, and the girl, not the yeah, the girl. I think her name was Rin. She had like the hair tied to her hand, and she's like, "Oh, this is an elf's hair. Like someone used magic." And warded off the ghosts from us. If you remember that, Um, right, and the kobold started sniffing it out, and they're like, kobold is like, "Oh, I know where they are. Come, follow me." And these adventurers, they took a little bit of money, from them, and when and they immediately realized what has happened, and they're like, "Oh, it's probably treasure bugs." And when his friend was like, "Oh, why didn't you tell them that it was treasure box?" He's like, "Oh, because the more corpses, the better. I'm guessing because they probably can loot them, and I'm pretty sure they would have done the same if these guys were actually dead. If they were dead, they probably would have looted them from everything, for everything, and just left. So that's what they're doing. I'm guessing they're just people who just get the stuff from the adventurers who ended up dying in the dungeon. Right. So yeah, they are trying to track down. This group is trying to track down Laios's group because they think that we have taken their stuff. And while all of this is happening, Laios's group is just there, waking up, brushing their teeth. And Marcel is like, "Oh, I want to wash my hair." And she says, she says that, what, it's very important for me to keep my hair fresh because, I use it for magic. And she's like, "Oh, Senshi, you want to wash your beard as well, don't you?" And she doesn't say anything. And then Master's like, "Oh, with your beard like that, my support magic might not work on you." Then she's keeping quiet. And Master's like, "Wait a minute, why are you keeping quiet?" And she's like, "Wait, does that mean you haven't washed your hair at all?" And oh my god, you're right. And I love how she says, like, "I'll wash your beard and braid it." And they show like a mental image of him with braided beard. And this is where I realized that is like, no, I didn't realize completely, but I was starting to realize that is actually his beard. I realized it here little by little. I'm like, "Oh my god, was that his beard? Well, was I mistaking it for his dress up until now?" Oh my god. Anyways, so he's like, "Okay, let me bring out my, like my stuff." And I think she was going to try to bring out like a shampoo or something. What was trying to bring out? Yeah, and she remembered that day she left everything. The day when that whole thing happened with the dragon, I'm guessing. So she doesn't have stuff to properly wash and like work on Senshi's beard. So either way, they're on their way. Nothing you can do about it now. They come across like a water body. So okay, obviously we have Marcel with us. She can easily cast a spell that can make us float on water, not float, but walk on water. So she does that. Then she's like, "No, I, I won't go. I won't. I'm not going to do it like that." And okay, so here's the thing. From what I could understand, Senshi doesn't like, obviously he said this before as well, and he said today as well, that she doesn't like how everyone just uses magic for whatever reason, without any type of importance, just use it for, making things easy. And like he, like I guess, like he seems like one of those people who, like, like those old-fashioned people who are like, "Oh, like, modern things, nah." Like, like I'm not really, like comfortable with that. Like, you kids nowadays, you always try to find the easy way out. Back in my day, we had to do this, we had to do, that type of thing. And then later on, when they actually realize how useful, like, how convenient it is, modern stuff, they're like, "Ah, you know what, this is nice, like, yeah, I was wrong, like, yeah, this is pretty helpful." By the end of it, they change their mind, that kind of thing. Like, literally, that's what, like, Senshi is. Because that's what happened here. You see, in the beginning, he was like, "No, I'm not going to use this and that." And then by the end of it, he was like, "Right, you know what, yeah, I do need your magic. It is a bit, like, for certain situations, it is very useful." And he ends up, like, like taking Marcel's help by the end of it. And he even ends up, like, like using the shampoo as well, even though the shampoo was made from the kelpie, you know and to honor, I'm guessing, its death, because at the end of the day, the kelpie was still his friend. But he did that. But yeah, like, Senshi's like that type of person who's like, which is kind of funny because I'm pretty sure Marcel is older than Senshi. Marcel is an elf, and I'm pretty sure Senshi, he's a dwarf. He's obviously way older than everyone here. However, I'm pretty sure Marcel is way more older than Senshi because she's an elf. So, which, like I said, that's why it's pretty funny because since Senshi is acting that person who like doesn't like using, like things like this, like like that's why he was like kind of complaining at the beginning. But yeah, but I can also understand his point of thinking as well because as he says that you guys use magic for everything now, like it's as if like you're too dependent on it, you know and he's like I'm not going to be dependent on it and I'm going to do it on my own way, so yeah, I can understand his like thought process as well, but sometimes yeah, you need to use it in certain situations, like like what he was probably trying to say is that yeah, don't be too dependent on magic, try to do stuff on your own as well, things that can be done normally, why even use magic for it? That is why he was like, all right, you know what, let me show you what I would do. So he uses the kraken, and no, not kraken, sorry, the mimic's horn to bring a kelpie. um oh no, at first he tries to no, at first they forcefully put the magic on him and tries to make him float, but he sinks, which is why they realize that it's not going to work on him because his hair is so dirty, it's acting as an insulator. So they're like, what should we do? And that's when he's like, all right, you know what, let me do something. And he uses the kraken, god damn it, why am I calling it kraken, the mimic's horn to bring the kelpie. And this kelpie is someone that he knows from a lot of time. He's named it Anne, and he's like, oh, this kelpie always comes when I fish. So he's like, don't worry, I'm going to go on this kelpie and cross this place. Now this is where like that thing happened, which was something unexpected for me as well. Like I said, when Laios said that, oh, it's a monster, you don't know what to expect from it, like, so I don't like this situation at all, which is why you know saying she was like, oh no, I've known this kelpie for a long time, even better, I know it even better than you, so don't worry about it. This is the section where even I was I was agreeing with Senshi. I was also like, yeah, come on, Laios. He's known it for so long. I'm sure it's fine. That is why when the Kelpie dragged him down, the first thought that I had was that it was because of Senshi. Because Senshi, I don't know, I thought that maybe because of Senshi's insulated beard, maybe it somehow affected him as well, and the Kelpie also drowned. That's what I thought. But then my misconception immediately gets broken when I see that the Kelpie is snarling at him and then quickly goes and attacks him. So that's when I realized, like, oh my god. So yeah, Laios was correct. And yeah, they go and kill the Kelpie and drag it out. So there you go. And then she's just, like, like he doesn't know what to say. It's just, you know. And then he goes up and he's like, all right, let me, cut it and eat it. Because what else can you even do? And like I said, this is obviously like his way of, I guess, you could say, honoring the death of this creature, even though the creature was always planning to drag him down and I don't know do what with him, probably kill him and eat him or something, even though that was the Kelpie's plan from the beginning, probably still it was a good friend to him, so he probably, that's how he honored the Kelpie's death. Either way, they are doing their thing. He's like dressing the Kelpie while Marcel is like, oh, can you get a little bit of fat from the Kelpie? And she's making the soap. While all of this is happening, Laios goes and meets this party again. They're all in the water, almost like floating on the water. There's a lot of grain scattered around. And here Chilchak almost gets charmed by the mermaid singing. This part is hilarious because Laios starts screaming the song as well at the top of his lungs, and he probably just wanted to sing it. And the mermaids got so annoyed, they just left. And since it's like, Laios is like, come on, I wanted to sing it. I went to the trouble of remembering it as well. Right, anyways, so they put the adventurers to safety and gathered the grain from them and takes it. And like I said, they're going to wake up and they'll be like, oh, where's our grain? Oh, it's gone? Oh, it's those guys again. And they'll think that not think, but it is the truth. They did take their grain, but still, they did also save them. They'll think that, oh, they've gotten robbed again or something, and they'll try to catch them. That's what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure. Either way, yeah, here Laios again thinks about eating the mermaid that looks like a fish. Now, Chilchak is like, do not do that. We're not going to touch any demi-humans. However, Laios' logic is like, come on, man. Like, look at this thing. It looks like a fish. That's not a human. But still, it has a humanoid form. So Chilchak is like, no, like, come on. So here we get to know the difference in mermaids in this show. There's mermaids that obviously look like actual mermaids, a lady with a tail, and then we have these monstrosities, like which looks like a freaking fish with a human body and a tail. So these are the two versions of mermaids here. And the mermaids here are more like sirens, I guess. At least the ones that look like girls, they're more like sirens. They sing and they probably like charm humans and they drag them down into the water, something like that. Um, Either way, they gather their stuff and they go. And Laios is like, all right, let me make food. So they start making food using the grain that they found. And Laios has brought the seaweed from the mermaid's head. And oh my god, Chilchak is like, all right, fine, whatever. At least you didn't bring the mermaid here, you know. And they cook the food and they're eating it, and Marcel is like, oh wow, this is pretty tasty. Uh, and she's like, oh, like when I'm eating, there's like a popping thing inside my mouth. Uh, and then she's like, oh, those must be fish eggs. They must be on the water weeds. Chilchak is like, wait, what? And he drags Laios to the corner, and he's like, what am I hearing? And he's like, I've heard fishmen have habit of laying their eggs on water weeds that they wear on their heads to protect them or something. And that's what has happened. And when Mars is like, what's happening? Chilchak is like, does it taste okay? And she's like, yeah, it's pretty delicious. They decide to just drop it because, if they bring this whole thing up, Marcel will be just disappointed and it'll be a mess. So they decide to keep it quiet. So later on, we get to see Marcel has made soap from the kelpie's fat, and then she's like, all right, let me use it now. So they use it, and yeah, Senshi's beard is fluffy again. It's way fluffier than before. And now he can float on water. So they're like moving, on water. And he's like, you know what? I have come to realize something. Walking on water is actually pretty nice. Okay. And then the next thing we get to see, they're fighting those flying fish, the bladed flying fish. And Marcel uses explosion, obviously not explosion, but something like that, and wipes out a certain section of the, bladed fish. Then she's pretty mad. Then she's like, why did you do that? I told you to kill them one, after the other. Don't use, something like this, because they're going to take out a lot of them. And the food balance and the natural balance will get disrupted. So he's kind of making, and obviously Marcel is like, come on, they were going to kill us. Like, I had to do it. So they're kind of arguing. That is when the mermaids come up. But the Kraken comes up with it as well. The Kraken is eating the mermaids, and the mermaids are trying to run away. So they realize that something weird is going on, and then the Kraken pops up. Right. So there you go. Now we have to take care of the Kraken, but Marcel is like, come on, can I use magic? And then she's like, not magic again. But Marcel is like, come on, it's going to kill us otherwise. So they're having this whole conversation, and Laios Chilchak essentially tries to draw its attention, and Marcel is using her magic, is doing nothing. Senshi tries to attack it, it does nothing. So literally nothing is happening. So Senshi's like, all right, you know what? I have a plan. So he has taken care of octopuses and squids before, so he knows what to do in that type of scenarios. So he's like, oh, maybe that will work. So he tells his plan to Marcel. So what they do is Marcel uses the water floating magic on the kraken, so the kraken cannot go down. And then Senshi comes and stabs it here in the middle of the eye and the like the forehead. And that's how they're able to defeat the kraken. So okay, so here we go. After that, obviously they decide to eat the kraken, and I love how Laius actually hasn't eaten an octopus before, and I love how Marcel is probably for the first time. Marcel's like, "Wait, you haven't eaten something? Oh, okay, let me tell you, it's so good, you know." And she's probably so excited because this is the first time she has actually heard Laius hasn't eaten something, and she has eaten it. So she's probably excited to tell it to him, like, oh, you know what, this is so tasty, this and that. But she realizes that she made a mistake by saying it because there's a freaking kraken in front of him, and he's probably going to eat it now. And she's like, "Oh my god, I dug my own grave." So they, first of all, Laius tries to eat the kraken raw, and Marcel's like, "Come on, don't eat it like that." And then they get to see that parasite. The parasite pops up, and this is a big kraken, so the parasite is also pretty damn big. So Marcel is like, "What the hell is that?" So obviously Senshi is like, "Come on, like, I'm pretty sure you know there's parasites in our meals as well. There's no way we can just, like, sometimes one or two actually get in. So even we have these type of things within us. So it's nothing, really crazy." Uh, but either way, they're like, okay, so this is where the crazy stuff starts happening. They decide to cook the parasite. And oh my god, like I said, like, the parasite is big. That's what I'm saying. It can be cooked and eaten, but again, a parasite. Come on, you have a huge kraken in front of you. You can eat that. Why the parasite? And they actually, like, cut the parasite open and boils it and just, like, makes it into like a cooked thing. And while all of this is happening, Senshi eats that raw. Not Senshi, sorry, Laios eats it raw. And then he eats the cooked one as well, obviously, but the damage has already been done. He has eaten it raw at first. So obviously the parasite in there is just having the time of its life in Laios' stomach. And while all of this is happening, over there we get to see fish are eating the kraken, the dead kraken. So here you can see that Senshi realizes that, oh, you know what? I think I understand something. The fish are eating the kraken, and obviously that will help the medium-sized monsters come back because the kraken was wreaking a havoc over here. They're not going to do it. Right. And then Laios' stomach starts stomach starts grumbling, and he starts having a stomach ache. Senshi says, "Laios, what you have is the parasite that was inside the giant parasitic worm. So inside the parasite there was another parasite, and since he ate that parasite raw, the parasite inside the parasite is now inside of Laios. So it is the same kind you find in your average fish. I've spotted one, so yeah, that's why he knows. It won't parasite on a human, but it does make a hole in your stomach, which will be very painful. So you'll just have to wait for it to get digested. But up until that time, while it's still alive, it's just going to give him stomachache, so nothing you can do about it." So yeah, and this is where Senshi realizes, I understand. Fishmen eat the blade fish. Kraken eats the fishmen. We took down the kraken, and the little fish feasts on its flesh. Laios ate the parasitic worm inside the kraken. Parasite within the worm end up making a hole in Laios' stomach. It's all connected. And yeah, he says it was a little arrogant of me to try to protect the ecosystem. But then, like I said, again, in certain situations, you do need to interfere. For example, the situation with that golem. I think that was pretty important. And it's nice that he's doing that because, in certain situations, when the ecosystem is in threat of getting, like, some of these creatures getting extinct, you have to take steps, So yeah, sometimes you do have to take steps and try to protect it actively. But obviously, in the grand scheme of things, Senshi realizes that, yeah, you know what, the ecosystem, it has its own balance. It's going to work properly, normally, So like, we are also part of the dungeon cycle of life, so we don't have really to do much to try to protect it. The system is going to keep going on automatically, alongside us. So there you go. Yeah, and that is where it ended. So we get to see Laios is just having a bad day or a bad night, and Marcel is sometimes putting a little bit of healing magic on him, and that's it. That's where it ended. So great episode. Like I said, every episode is obviously very unique. Today's episode, we got to see how, like certain monsters, they definitely, even though they might seem pretty docile, they definitely work according to their instincts. So the kelpie, that's probably what happened. And not only that, we also get to know a little bit more about the dungeon's ecosystem, its food tree, food cycle, and how it works, and how we are also a part of it. So yeah, like, all that stuff. Really nice episode. And yeah, that is it. So that's my reaction to episode 7 of Dungeon Meshi. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Dungeon Meshi. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.